Hey howdy, hey y'all, Leanna here. Today we're going to be reviewing this Haus Labs Triclone Skin Tech Foundation, and I also got the setting powder to go along with it. I have been using these products for a couple of days. So far I'm really liking it. Today we're going to do a wear test as I'm getting ready to go to work. It is 6:51 in the morning. I did their shade match to pick my shade, and for whatever reason in the bottle it looks like it's going to be a little bit dark for me, but actually when I put it on, it's the right shade. This is a medium buildable coverage. It's high performance, weightless, clean, infused with their proprietary fermented arnica that helps reduce redness, helps even skin tone, and protects from environmental stresses. Suitable for all skin types, including sensitive and acne prone. This is supposed to have 20 plus skincare ingredients, including their patent pending fermented arnica, and they have 51 shades on their website, which is very inclusive. I love that. This product retails for $45, and I will have a link down in the description box in case you're interested. I have my favorite sponge. I'm not going to attempt to put this on with a brush because I don't normally use a brush, so I want to put it on how I normally do it. I'm just going to put one pump of it here on the back of my hand. It is a little liquidy. You can see it there running down my hand. Like I said, I have been using this for about a week, and it definitely feels very weightless on my skin. It does not accentuate any of the texture on my face. Being almost 58, I have plenty of texture and pores and all the things that come with age. As you can see, that did a good job of just evening out my skin tone, but you can still see a few of the little things that I have going on my face. That does not bother me in the least. But for the purpose of today's video, I'm going to build it up a little bit. I'm going to add just a little bit more, because I know some people have spots that they would like to cover. So it did cover that up some more. Probably completely hide that with a little bit of concealer. So I did about a pump and a half. Okay, I'm going to give that just a minute and let it dry down. See if it creases any, and then we will take the powder and set it. This is the Bio Blurring Loose Setting Powder. That's a little hard to say. And I got the translucent. They have 5 different shades on their website. This is clean, skincare infused, talc-free loose setting powder that blurs, controls shine, and sets makeup. This also has the fermented arnica in it, and it also has plant squalene. This retails for $38 on their website. So the foundation still feels a little tacky. I have just a tad of creasing here in my laugh lines. I don't see a lot of creasing under my eyes. I have just a little bit on my forehead, but those lines on my forehead always crease. I have not found a thing that will keep that from creasing. And I normally crease here in my laugh lines as well. So I'm just going to take, this is an e.l.f. powder brush, and just press it in there to get some of the product. And I'm going to stipple first. Do you see how that looks blurred there on my cheek? And you notice that I took the foundation and I'm also taking the powder right up under my eye because I don't use concealer. Now this side of my face you can see is more textured than this side. But even here, it looks more blurry than it normally does with my other setting powders. And I will say that normally, I mean, I don't know if you can see the pores. They're on the side of my nose. But normally other setting powders do accentuate that. And this does look, I mean, it's not hidden by any means, but it does look better to me than what my normal setting powder does around my nose. It doesn't make my skin look dry like some other setting powders can do. So I think having the skincare benefits in there does help. And I have used this foundation with other setting powders, and it works well with other setting powders too. So now that I've stippled, I'm going to buff and really buff that into my skin. And this is what we look like so far. And I have to tell you that I am extremely impressed. I don't normally like liquid foundations, but I like this one. I think it looks really good on my skin. I can tell when this side of my face looks better because of all the texture over here on this side. And this makes it look really, really good. So I'm really enjoying it. I like the color. It matches me really well. So now that I've set my foundation, I'm going to go into this True and Luscious Lucky Glow palette. You can see that this is well loved. I have already completely used up this bronzer. I am now working on this one. I love this palette. We'll just warm the face back up, and that goes on really nice as well. You can see how smooth my skin looks. This side as well looks very nice. Let's warm up the forehead. So far, it's looking really good. I love it. Let's put on a little bit of blush. I'm just using that same palette. That blush color is a nice fall color. That as well goes on really well over top of the foundation and the setting powder. My skin still looks nice and smooth. Okay, I'm going to do my brows, do my eyes, set everything with some setting spray, and then I'll come back. Okay, now that I have all of my other makeup on, I'm going to take my e.l.f. Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist and set my face. I love this. It has such a fine mist to it. It's amazing. And I also will take some of that and spray it on the clean part of my sponge, just a little bit. Pounce that on my hand because I don't want it to be super wet. And then just press everything into my skin. And now I notice, because I have some texture here, that the texture there looked a little bit more pronounced until I set everything down. And the other thing that I notice about this, normally when I spray my setting spray, I go back over it with the powder because the setting spray will make my face feel a little sticky, and I don't like that. I like for it to feel nice and dry and smooth because I have oily skin. And I noticed that with this foundation, and that setting powder that when I spray my setting spray on it, it does not feel sticky at all. It feels nice and smooth. It's very nice. I'm very impressed. So what do you think? How are we looking? I'm almost 58, y'all, so I think this looks pretty good on my skin. I really like it. Really like it. So, I'm getting ready to go to work. It is now 8:02 a.m. I'm hoping to remember to do some check-ins, and we'll see how this wear test goes. Okay, y'all, so I'm back, and as you can see, it is 6:46 p.m. And I did not get to do any check-ins throughout the day at all because I was extremely busy today at work. But this is what the foundation is looking like, and you can see, like, I have a little bit missing here. I have some worn off of my chin, but that is totally my fault. I have a little bit missing from around my nose, but, you know, allergies. And I know the reason why it's gone here is because I noticed it today, that I was constantly touching my face, and I know that that's why it's looking a little worn here. I think on this side it's looking a little worn, but I have all of the blushes still on my cheeks, and I'm shiny because I have not done a thing with it. I came home from work and sat right down and turned the camera on. So I'm going to take one of these blotting papers. Does that say they're made out of hemp pulp? That's interesting, and I have used these a couple of times, so I just want to see how things look if I remove some of this oil. You can see how much oil I have on my skin. My skin is very oily. And that took the oil right away. There's no foundation, just the oil. I cannot tell that I have foundation on my face. Sometimes foundations will just, I can feel them on my face, which is why I prefer powder, and they crease so bad. But I am seriously impressed with this one. How many hours was that? 11 hours? About 11 hour wear test. That's pretty good, and I know normally when I get home my blush and my bronzer are mostly gone, so very impressive. I really, really like it. So there we go. Like I said, I will have the products linked down in the description box below if you want to check them out. Thanks for hanging out with me while I did my application and wear test of the Haus Labs foundation, Triclone Skin Tech foundation. Did I tell you what shade I was in? 280 light medium neutral. That's a long name for that. So before you go, make sure you show that like button some love, and as always, I'd like to remind you that makeup is meant to enhance the natural beauty that you already are, and we are all beautiful at any age and any size. Find something to be grateful for today, pull your makeup out and play with it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye. Christopher, I'm tired. Do you need some blotting papers? I bet you didn't even know these existed. Jols. You can get you some blotting paper, and then that way, you know, when you're out on the boat and you're getting sweaty and your makeup's running in your eyes, you can blot it. course, a towel might work better, but who knows? You can try these. That's your beauty tip for today from Tired Mama. Mama loves you, boo.